there. Uh, we're in the home stretch, everyone. This is Challenge Me More in 24. And this is Chet Turkey. And good old Chet, we'll put him a little to the side here and say we are on done with week 43. So the year is winding down. I'm winding down, and hopefully going to make my 2,000 pound total challenge that I was hoping for. Rick is convinced that I will, so he's always a good start. And but for anybody new, if you're out there and watching to the end and watching ads and all that sort of thing, I appreciate it. Thank you. What is this 2,000 pound challenge? What the heck is she doing? You know, people say, well, I just put my stuff in the recycling bin. Well, I do too. We put all of our metals, all of our plastics, papers that I have, windows or glossy paper, things that wouldn't go into my soil and then become soil again. They go out in my recycling. So we do that. Plastic bags, any of the things that I think can be reused or recycled. I just found out though that those plastic containers that have our laundry detergent, if you're still using that, you need to rinse those when they're empty for two reasons. One, you know, put a half a cup of water in it and swish it around, and you'll get at least another cycle of wash done with that. So you're throwing it away if you don't. And secondly, they, from what I hear, they won't take it if it's all gunky at the bottom, which I have no idea how they know these things. But anyway, I just follow the instructions. But so what is this all about? Well, the 2,000 pound is so that I can save 2,000 pounds of cardboard, paper, trying to think of anything else, toilet paper rolls, paper towel rolls, egg cartons. When you get computer stuff, I'm a little dry this morning. You know, we have our doors open, and it's interesting because when the doors are closed, you have air conditioning, so you have a filter. And sometimes the outside air, if you have things in the, you know, not so much that we have anybody burning anything, but just a lot of things in the air seem to kind of get to me. Anyway, sorry. We do our fruits and vegetables, any of our peels. A big thing for us is coffee. And I drink tea sometimes, so it's tea bags, ground coffee that gets left over. If you look over here, you see the bananas. Underneath that, those are banana peels that have been dehydrated. So I can take those and put them back into the soil. I can take the fresh ones and put those back into the soil. If I'm going to feed my worms, I make sure that I take those little labels off. Otherwise, you know, if you miss it, don't beat yourself up on it. On the other side, you see a sweet potato sitting there. And over here are all the sweet potatoes. I was making sweet potato pie, and from my homegrown sweet potatoes. And so I had a lot of peels. And I also have fruit and vegetable that I dehydrate and pulverize, and eggshells, any of that. So without further ado, oh, also my elm leaves. You know, I have a big elm tree in the front, And if you're interested, I do almost a monthly update on my front yard and do a little tour. And then it's interesting because elm leaves here in Florida, an elm tree here in Florida is deciduous, as it is probably anywhere else. But most other trees in Florida are year-round. I mean, we have pine trees, and they lose their leaves, they lose their needles all year long. Now the Florida maples, we do lose leaves on those, so that's kind of an oddity. But I've had people walk by my elm tree and they go, "Is it dead?" And I said, "No, it's deciduous." And people go, "Oh, what does that mean?" Well, deciduous means that it loses its leaves and it waits through the winter for the next crop of leaves to appear. We also have oak trees, and we have one called a live oak tree. And the reason it's called a live oak tree is because it keeps its old leaves on the tree, and they hang on until the new leaf pushes it off. And so in the spring, we get live oak leaves just falling massively. But the tree never looks empty, because as soon as it's dropping its leaf, it already has another one coming out. And so it does it in such a gradual manner that you see the tree go from looking kind of brownish to shades and shades and shades, and then fully green. So anyway, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to make that so long. But my elm tree, I used to get mad at it for dropping leaves, and then I realized, oh my goodness, leaves they're golden, and they are the beginnings of feed the worms, feed the compost, and turn it back into rich soil. So I was hoping for 50 pounds, and I thought, I'll bet there's 50 pounds on there. Well, I'm almost up to 40 pounds that I've collected. And I'm collecting them. Last year, I just put them in a container, and by the following year, they had moistened up so much, and they made this beautiful leaf mulch. And I fed some to the worms, and I mean, within a month, the worms had turned this into castings, maybe 6 weeks, but they had turned this into castings, and I mean, it was black. They were incredible. It was black, and really rich looking. So anyway, this year I'm hoping for 50 pounds, and I think I will probably get it with no worries. So anyway, whoops, what did I do with my little sheet here? Oh, here I have it. Last week, we just went great guns, and we had our moringa that we borrowed Brian's chipper shredder, my neighbor up at the corner. And it's a chipper, it's not a shredder. 6 1/2 dozen, huh? And we ended up with, between what Rick chipped, all of the moringa tops that I took and ran the mower over them and everything, we did get 116 pounds. That was last week. And this week I thought, I'm not going to get anything. I've exhausted everything. And Brian said, I'm not cutting grass. So I thought, uh-oh. And in our grass, we had 3 pounds. It was really minor. So I thought, well, if I come out with 10, 12 pounds, that'll be fine. But I surprised myself yesterday. Brian did walk by and he said, oh, I have cardboard for you. And then my neighbor across the street sent me a text, and she said, hey, I left cardboard on on your porch. So I wish I could train them to take all the tape off of. It's so nice. Don't look a gift horse in the mouth, but I mean it takes me hour and a half to take all the tape off and to cut it and take labels off and everything. I mean, I'm not even chipping it. I'm just leaving it as sheets. But that was almost 10 pounds. So my week total was 31 pounds, 10 ounces. And with what we had from before, which was 1,770 pounds, 5.5, that brought me up to 1,801 pounds, 15.5 ounces. So I just need another 200 pounds and I'm golden. So, and 9 weeks to do it. So if anybody wants to make a guess, I did that last year and it was kind of fun. I had several people say, well, I think that you're gonna get this many pounds. I mean, I had people guessing like 1,836 pounds. I was like, oh, okay. And I did it as everybody put their guess in. I kept a list of what each one guessed, and then you got knocked off the list as I climbed above it. And I'm trying to think of who, excuse me, it's still early. I'm trying to think of who got it, whether it was Gary over at GBL, the old church, 5 Acre Homestead, or if it was Jane over at Rock and Worms. One of the two guessed, over 2,000 pounds, and I didn't get to that, but I got above what the guess was underneath. So anyway, that was about it. The things that we do save, I mean, I've left them on the table. You can see pretty much, and I think you're all intelligent enough to think about what you could save yourself. But this is my challenge. Rick has said to me this morning, you don't have to do this. He said, if you don't want to do recycling next year, pick another project, pick another subject. I said, that's true. I could still come to you on Sundays and have we could have a fireside chat without the fire, and just a coffee chat on how to better the world. And it could be called Peggy Saves the World, one project at a time. So I will leave you all with that. Hopefully this is shorter than last week. I hope you all have a great week, and everyone has a wonderful, if you celebrate Halloween as a holiday, and then the next day is, it's All Souls Day, and then All Saints Day is November 1st. Whichever you celebrate, if any. Don't eat too much candy. Remember, it's supposed to be for the kids. And give it away afterwards, because then you won't gain weight. Take care, everybody. Have a great Sunday. Bye-bye.